Bold decisions shape the leaders of tomorrow. To lead your life story, you must be willing to step outside the lines and make choices that may challenge everything you've been taught. When I look back at my early years, I realize that life often pushes us into a mold. Society tells you there's a set way to succeed: work harder, sleep less, and push through exhaustion. More is better was the mantra. But over the years, I've come to understand that this notion was flawed. True success doesn't come from the endless hustle. It comes from finding balance and passion. I remember how, when I was younger, the idea of work-life balance seemed like a distant dream, something that successful people spoke of but rarely practiced. You're constantly told to keep moving, even if it means sacrificing your health or well-being. Yet, I've learned that balance doesn't mean slowing down. It means being intentional with your time. It's about finding something that sparks your soul and waking up every day excited to pursue it. For me, the craft of acting wasn't just a career, it was a passion. But passion alone wasn't enough. I had to learn, grow, and most importantly, give myself permission to fail. I didn't have the luxury of formal training in acting. What I had were observations, the ability to learn from the people around me, and a relentless drive to get better each day. Success isn't always about following the rules, it's about challenging them. And sometimes that means making decisions that don't fit into the conventional narrative. To lead your own life, you need to trust your instincts, even if it means taking risks. I still consider myself a student learning each day. It's the openness to new experiences that fuels personal growth. Finding your passion is one of the most powerful steps you can take. It's not about being busy or overworked. It's about waking up every day with a sense of purpose. When you love what you do, the work becomes effortless. Sure, challenges will come, but with passion in your heart, every obstacle feels like an opportunity to grow. As I continued on my journey, I realized that passion and purpose are not things you simply find. They're cultivated. When I began to understand this, I realized that the key to success wasn't in chasing the perfect job or the perfect lifestyle. It was about doing what excites me, what feels right in my soul. Life's real purpose is to discover that passion and follow it with unwavering dedication. But passion alone won't get you where you want to go. You need the resilience to face down days when the road ahead seems uncertain. The greatest lesson I've learned is that it's okay to feel lost sometimes. What matters is that you keep moving forward, with the fire inside you leading the way. Let me be clear, failure is not the end. It's the beginning of something better. When you face setbacks, when you fall short of your goals, it's easy to get discouraged. But it's important to remember that every failure is a lesson in disguise. What you learn from your failures shapes who you become. In my early career, I had days where I felt like I was losing everything. The fear of failure was paralyzing, and yet looking back, I realized that every one of those moments was necessary. They taught me to be resilient, to bounce back stronger. It's not about avoiding failure, it's about how you rise after it. Every time you fail, you build muscle for success. Resilience isn't born from victories, it's built through challenges. I used to believe that confidence was something you were either born with or not. But as I've grown and experienced life's ups and downs, I've learned that confidence is a skill you can develop. It's not about always feeling like you have it all together. It's about showing up even when you don't. Confidence is built through action. The more you challenge yourself, the more you step out of your comfort zone, the stronger your confidence becomes. Yes, there will be days when you feel insecure, unsure of yourself. But that's just part of the journey. The key is to keep going, even when it feels hard. The truth is, success is subjective. What feels like success to one person may not feel the same to another. But one thing I know for sure is that success without happiness is empty. The pursuit of happiness should never be secondary to the pursuit of success. I've had moments in my career where I achieved what I thought I wanted, only to find that it wasn't as fulfilling as I had imagined. Happiness. I've learned comes from within. It's about being aligned with your values, feeling at peace with your decisions, and creating a life that excites you. Don't let society define what success looks like for you. Only you can decide that. Life is rarely a straight line. It's a series of ups and downs, twists and turns. Sometimes you're on top of the world, and other times you feel like you're in the deepest valley. But here's the thing, every valley has a peak. It's during those low points that you learn the most about yourself. When you're at the bottom, it can feel like you're stuck. But trust me, the key is to never give up. The toughest moments of your life will teach you the most valuable lessons. They will shape your character and build your strength. When you're down, always remember it's temporary. The only way out is through. When you're at your highest, remember to be humble. The next challenge is always around the corner, but with resilience and self-belief, you'll continue to rise. One of the most crucial things in life is who you surround yourself with. The people you spend time with can either lift you up or bring you down. In my journey, I've realized the importance of having a support system that truly cares about you. It's not the number of followers you have or the people who are only there for the good times. The people who matter are the ones who are there for you when you're struggling, when life seems impossible, and when you need them the most. Those who pick up your call at 2 a.m., who sit by your side when things go wrong, are the ones who will stay in your life forever. In this fast-paced world, it's easy to get distracted by superficial connections. But the real wealth in life is in deep, meaningful relationships. These are the people who will stand by you through thick and thin. There will be times when doubt creeps in, and you'll question your abilities. It's natural to feel scared and uncertain, especially when you're venturing into unfamiliar territory. But I've learned that trusting in your own skills is essential. When everything else is uncertain, your skills and knowledge are the one thing you can rely on. Every time I've been scared or anxious, I've focused on my craft. It's easy to get distracted by the opinions of others, but true confidence comes from knowing your worth. Trust yourself, your training, and your abilities. Even when things aren't going as planned, remember that your expertise will see you through. Success is built on skill, not luck. One of the biggest obstacles in achieving your dreams is your own mind. We are often our own biggest critics, telling ourselves that we aren't good enough, that we're not worthy of success. These limiting beliefs can hold you back more than any external challenge ever could. I've had to battle these beliefs throughout my career. Growing up, I didn't fit the traditional idea of beauty or success. I thought my skin tone would limit my opportunities. I thought I needed to look a certain way to be accepted. But over time, I realized that these were just ideas, not truths. I chose to redefine success on my terms, to reject the standards that society tried to impose on me. The moment you break free from limiting beliefs, you unlock your true potential. A huge mistake I made early on was trying to tackle the entire journey at once. The vision of the big picture seemed overwhelming, and I was often paralyzed by how far I had to go. But the truth is, success is a series of small steps. When I started focusing on just the next step, everything became easier. Instead of worrying about how far I had to go, I put my energy into what I could do today, in this moment. The next step, no matter how small, moves you closer to your goal. And over time, those steps add up to something incredible. Don't try to conquer the entire mountain in one go. Focus on the next step, and soon you'll find yourself at the top. Success doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of consistent effort, day in and day out. The real secret to success is not about achieving perfection, but about putting in the work even when you don't see immediate results. It's about showing up every day, no matter how hard or discouraging it might seem. I've worked in this industry long enough to know that there's no magic formula. Behind every successful person, there's years of effort, setbacks, and learning. It's not glamorous, but it's what separates those who succeed from those who give up too soon. So if you're feeling frustrated, remind yourself it's the daily grind that pays off in the long run. Perfectionism is a trap. Early in my career, I thought I had to be flawless in every aspect: my performance, my appearance, and my work ethic. But striving for perfection can actually prevent you from taking risks and making progress. You become so focused on avoiding mistakes that you miss out on the opportunity to learn and grow. I had to let go of the fear of being imperfect. It's in those imperfections that we often find our true voice, our uniqueness. There's no such thing as a perfect life or career. Embrace the mistakes, learn from them, and keep moving forward. Perfection isn't the goal, progress is. Self-awareness is one of the most important tools you can develop. When you truly understand yourself, your strengths, weaknesses, desires, and fears, you become unstoppable. You know when to push forward and when to take a step back. Self-awareness helps you make better decisions and stay aligned with your values. In the chaos of life, it's easy to lose sight of who you really are. We get caught up in external expectations and forget to listen to our inner voice. But I've found that when you take the time to reflect and reconnect with yourself, everything else falls into place. The more you understand yourself, the more powerful you become. Time is one of the most valuable gifts we have, yet it's also the one thing we often take for granted. We waste time chasing things that don't matter, allowing distractions to pull us away from our true purpose. But over time, I've come to realize that time is not something you can afford to waste. Every day is a chance to invest in your dreams, your goals, and your future. The time you spend today will shape who you become tomorrow. So be mindful of how you spend your time. Use it wisely. Time isn't a renewable resource. Once it's gone, it's gone. When you look back on your life, what do you want to be remembered for? I used to think that success was all about fame, money, or status. But as I've gotten older, I've realized that true legacy isn't about what you accumulate. It's about what you give. It's about the impact you have on the world and the lives you touch. I've made it my mission to live with purpose, to create a legacy that goes beyond my career, whether it's through the work I do, the people I mentor, or the communities I build. I want to be remembered for the positive change I brought into the world. It's never too early to start thinking about your legacy. Every choice you make contributes to the mark you'll leave on the world. Gratitude has been one of the most powerful practices in my life. In the face of challenges, it's easy to focus on what's going wrong. But taking a moment each day to reflect on what you're thankful for can shift your entire perspective. Gratitude helps you stay grounded, no matter how high the highs or low the lows. I've learned that no matter how difficult life gets, there's always something to be thankful for. The small things, like a supportive friend, a beautiful sunrise, or the ability to do what you love, are just as important as the big achievements. Cultivate a gratitude practice, and you'll find joy even in the most trying times. Goals are important, but intentions are even more powerful. While goals give you a destination, intentions shape the journey. They focus on the why behind your actions. Why do you want to achieve that goal? What is the deeper purpose? Intentions align your energy with your values, making your efforts more meaningful. Throughout my career, I've set many goals, but it was the moments when I clarified my intentions that I found true fulfillment. Setting an intention gives you direction, helps you stay focused, and keeps you aligned with what truly matters. It's not about chasing success, it's about living intentionally. Success takes time. One of the hardest lessons I've had to learn is patience. We live in an age of instant gratification, where everything is expected to happen quickly. But life doesn't work that way. Great things take time, and the process of becoming who you're meant to be is never immediate. When I look back at how far I've come, I realize that patience has been just as important as ambition. Trusting the process, staying consistent, and allowing yourself to grow at your own pace is what leads to lasting success. Don't rush your journey. Embrace it. Confidence and humility may seem like opposing qualities, but they are both necessary for growth. Confidence allows you to believe in your abilities, while humility helps you remain open to learning. In my experience, the key is to find a balance between the two. I've learned that confidence doesn't mean arrogance, and humility doesn't mean self-doubt. It's about knowing your worth while staying grounded enough to learn from others. Confidence can take you far, but humility keeps you on the right path. You need both to reach your full potential. The most courageous thing you can do is to be yourself. In a world that often pressures us to conform, standing in your truth can feel like a radical act, but it's only by embracing your authentic self that you can truly thrive. For years, I tried to fit into what others expected of me, society's idea of success, beauty, and even my role in the industry. But when I finally started embracing who I truly am, that's when I found peace. Being yourself might not always be easy, but it's the only way to live a life that's true to you. One of the most empowering things you can do is take full responsibility for your life. No one is responsible for your happiness, your success, or your failures except you. It's easy to blame others or external circumstances when things don't go as planned, but the truth is that your life is the result of the choices you make every single day. I've had moments when things didn't go right, and it was tempting to point fingers. But the real power comes from taking ownership of every situation. Even when circumstances are beyond your control, you can choose how to respond. That response shapes your future. Holding on to things that no longer serve you, whether they're relationships, past failures, or old fears, only weighs you down. There's incredible freedom in letting go. It's not about forgetting the past, it's about freeing yourself from its control over your future. I had to let go of the idea that I had to please everyone. I had to release the need to be perfect, the need to fit into a certain mold. Once I let go of these self-imposed constraints, I felt lighter, more focused, and ready to move forward. Letting go is not easy, but it's necessary for growth. Success means nothing if you don't take care of yourself. It's easy to get caught up in the rush of work, responsibilities, and expectations, but I've learned that self-care is essential. It's not a luxury, it's a necessity. Without taking care of your mind, body, and spirit, nothing else will thrive. Whether it's taking a walk, meditating, or simply giving yourself permission to rest, self-care should be a priority. Remember, you cannot pour from an empty cup. Taking care of yourself enables you to give more, be more, and do more. It's not selfish, it's smart. There's strength in being vulnerable. Society often teaches us to hide our weaknesses, to put up walls, and to appear strong all the time. But vulnerability is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of courage. It takes strength to open up, to show your true self, and to ask for help when you need it. I've learned that vulnerability allows for deeper connections and real growth. It's through being vulnerable that I've been able to connect with people on a more meaningful level. When you allow yourself to be truly seen, you give others permission to do the same. That's where real strength lies. The final secret to success is consistency. It's not about making huge leaps every day. It's about showing up day after day, doing the work, and staying committed to your goals. Success is built on the small, consistent actions you take. It's the compound effect of your efforts that creates lasting results. I've seen it time and time again. People who succeed are not necessarily the most talented, but they are the most consistent. They show up even when it's hard, even when they don't feel like it. They stay committed to their vision. If you do the same, there's nothing that can stop you from achieving your dreams. If you found this video inspiring, please give it a like and visit our channel for more motivational videos that will help you unlock your full potential.